Hey everyone, BladeWolf88 here, and we're back with another Q&A, but this time it's a little bit different. This is a very special Q&A to me, because this is to commemorate, or celebrate, or however you want to call it, 100 subscribers. Who'da thunk? In all honesty, I thought I would only ever get a maximum maybe like 5 subscribers, maybe 10 at an absolute push, so to get 100 is a goal I never even contemplated looking at. So thank you so much to each and every one of you that has taken the time to check out my channel, comment on my content, share your stories with me, and the little bits of banter that go on in the comments section. So thank you so much to each and every one of you. And as I said at the start of the video, to commemorate this, I'm going to be doing another Q&A, and I've already had loads of questions in from you guys, so I will be answering some of them now. The first question comes from Axeman, who asks, if you were to become invisible, what would you do? That's actually quite a tough one. The first thing I would probably do is go and sneak in and listen in on, like, in my country at least, go into like Buckingham Palace or like the House of Commons, go behind the scenes and hear all the stuff that you're not supposed to hear. All the things that you really shouldn't know about, just to get an idea on what's really going on in our government's heads. And on top of that, the other thing I would probably do is I would have to go and probably stalk one of my favourite celebrities for the day, just to see what their normal life is actually like. And my favourite celebrity, if you're not aware, is a guy called Claudio Sanchez, who is the lead singer of Coheed and Cambria, one of my favourite bands ever. I'd love to sort of see just a day in the life of this guy, or even maybe a day in the life of Dieter Von Teese. That would be another awesome little snippet to see. Anyways, next question comes from Trudy Wright, and she asks, where is your favourite place to go on holiday? That's actually a very difficult one to answer. I mean, I've not been on holiday for a very long time. In my youth, I was taken to America by my parents, and we got to go to the trademark Disney and everything else, and that was a really good time. But for me, I love being out in the forest, I love being out in the wild, so it would have probably been when I went to Sherwood Forest when I was a lot younger. Sherwood Forest is the fabled forest involving Robin Hood, if you weren't aware. And I stayed there for a while in a log cabin. We did archery, horse riding, and everything else, and it was an amazing experience. You know, just waking up and hearing the birds in the morning and the animals scurrying around at night. It was absolutely epic. Loved every second of it. But yeah, so if you do ever get a chance, if you're ever in the UK or you're already in the UK, go to Sherwood Forest Holiday Park. You know, I went there as a kid. It was absolutely fantastic. But anyways, next question comes from Miss Multiconsole. She actually has a couple of questions, so I'll work through them one at a time. And the first one is, do you prefer tea, coffee, or cocoa? For me, I would have to say, being a true Brit, it would be tea. I love myself a nice, big, hot mug of tea. You know, one sweetener, a little bit of milk, nice and dark. You've got to do it properly. That's how you do it. And for all you tea snobs out there, I put the milk in second. Yeah, that's right. I'm a heathen. What you going to do about it? Anyways, her next question is, why did you name yourself BladeWolf88? And this in part is, if you may not have already guessed based off of my channel or the random bits you see in the background behind me in my trailer, I like wolves. Wolves are a very big part of my life. I think they're absolutely fantastic, majestic creatures. And I was playing a warrior in WoW and decided that I wanted to incorporate the warrior feel with the wolf thing, so I came up with Blade Wolf. Unfortunately, when it came to creating my YouTube content, Blade Wolf was already taken, so I decided to incorporate the year of my birth, which makes me very old, so 1988. So that is why I am called Blade Wolf 88. I've gone by another various number of different names over the years, but that's the one that I've always stuck with the most, the one that I've enjoyed, and the one that has the least embarrassing connotations behind it. Her next question and final question from Miss Multiconsole is, what is my favourite three-legged animal? I must admit, in hindsight, I didn't really think this one through, but I don't know very many three-legged animals, but I'd have to say it'd have to be a three-legged wolf, because then I could call him some like really weird, stupid pun-based name, and I'd give him like a really cool prosthetic leg, which would have like rockets and lasers and God knows what else in it. It'd be amazing. There should be a TV series about it. It would be great. But next question, and this comes from Dangerous Daniel, and he says, what is your YouTube goal for 2016? I'm not really one to set goals per se, because in all honesty, I do this for fun. I do this to, as I said in my trailer, to share experiences, both my own and other people's, and to learn new experiences. So for me, it would be to learn more about you guys. As cheesy as that sounds, to learn more about the experiences and the joys that you have from gaming and sharing that. That would be a really big goal for me, would be to find out more about those of you that actually take the time to comment on my videos and share your experiences. I want to learn about you guys. That would be what would be a great goal for me. But, next question. And this comes from Two Girls One Game. And they ask, did I ever rage quit whilst playing a game? And in all honesty, I've come very close to rage quitting the Fallout Survival series recently, just because I keep dying and it resets me right back to when I was sleeping in a bed, and it's so frustrating. I mean, it actually angers me to the point where I have to sort of take a step back for a minute, calm down, turn off the recording, and then try again. But one of the big rage quit moments that I had would be fighting the Emerald weapon in Final Fantasy VII. I was doing well, I'd got it down to low health, probably one or two more hits would have done it, and I was quite confident in my abilities. I got a little bit cocky. I didn't heal when I should have done, and he pretty much one-shot my entire party, and I'd forgotten to save for a while, so I was probably about an hour back than where I should be, and I literally just got up. I was actually playing this back on the PS1. I actually got up, threw my controller on the floor, which was like, fuck this, I'm done, I've had enough, not doing it anymore, and I didn't touch the game for a week, which, me being a big Final Fantasy VII fanboy, is an almost impossibility for me to not be playing that game. I was so angry at myself for messing up. It was almost cringeworthy how seriously I took it back then. It was terrible. But yeah, that's that's my embarrassing moment right there for you guys. So enjoy that. Next question comes from Doctors Gaming, and he asks quite simply, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? And for me, this is a very easy decision to make. It would have to be Lord of the Rings. It's got orcs, it's got death, it's got dragons. Well, in the other series anyway. It's got Uruk-hai, it's got wizards, it's got epic battles, it's got adventure, exploration, shadow demons. And the books were fantastic. I love the books as much as I love the films themselves. And for me, Harry Potter was a little bit too, I guess, childish. Although the later films really did up their game, I've always preferred Lord of the Rings. It's just a bit more enjoyable for me. No real other reason than that, I guess. But we're on to our next set of questions, and I have two questions from Idale. I can't pronounce the name. I'm really sorry if I've completely butchered that, buddy. And he says, what music do I listen to? And as this actually links in with my first question, I listen to a lot of stuff, really, but I mainly listen to people like Coheed and Cambria, Avenged Sevenfold. I listen to a lot of YouTube music, actually. A lot of like remixes of existing content. I like Pentatonix, Lindsey Sterling, people. A lot like that. I have a very sort of diverse music taste. You could literally say, hey, listen to this. It could be anything, and I'll give it a listen, and I'm usually quite happy to listen to it, so... But, in all honesty, I'd probably say Coheed and Cambria would be my main go-to music. But his next question is, what is your most nostalgic game that you'd like to come back to? This is actually quite a tough one, because I've been finding it a bit more difficult recently to go back to older games, seeing how much games have improved in terms of story, content, quality, and overall graphics. Trying to go back and play some of the older games is very difficult because they just don't have that same level of quality to them. But if there'd be one game that I keep going back to, it would probably have to be The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. That's a very nostalgic game for me. I really enjoyed playing. I did all the side quests and spent a lot of time becoming part of the Dark Brotherhood and doing everything else in between. So that one is one that I'll quite happily always go back to. But if we're talking like super retro, like super old school nostalgia, it would probably be when I dig out my old Game Gear and start playing games like Sonic 2 or Strider or what was it called? RoboCod, that's it. I'll find a picture and I'll put it up, but RoboCod was an amazing game. It was a fish that was like, it was called James Pond RoboCod, and he was a robotic cop that was a fish, and he could extend his body. It was really weird. I'm not even going to try and explain that, but I'll show you it. It's absolutely amazing. But our final question comes from Evolution at Night, who says, what is my favourite thing about YouTube? And this one is easy. This is by far the easiest question to answer, and that is experiences. As I said on my YouTube trailer, it's all about the experiences. It's all about the sharing of ideas, sharing our ups, downs, highs, lows, cringy moments, happy moments, all that sort of stuff. That's what I love about YouTube, is being able to share that and to share my stuff and have you guys react to it. You know, like, some people have said some bits in the comments where I've been like, oh, I never even thought of it that way. Or, oh, this guy sounds like such and such from Transformers, or this guy sounds like Optimus Prime, and I'd never even think about it. And then, like, you go back and you rewatch the video again, like, actually, no, yeah, I totally see your point. And it's very cool sort of getting those outside perspectives on what you do, and I find that really enjoyable. So that would probably have to be my most favourite thing about YouTube. But that's all the questions that I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for each of you that have submitted your questions. I really appreciate it. And thank each and every single one of you for subscribing and taking the time to check me out. It really does mean a lot to me from the bottom of my heart. It's a fantastic feeling. I'm still in shock about it now, in all honesty. That's why it's sort of taken me a while to put this video together, because I never thought I'd ever have to make a 100 subscriber video. I never thought I'd even make a 10 subscriber or anything like that. So thank you so much. I will continue to do my best to be ever on the improvement. I appreciate all the feedback people do give me. You know, I'm working every day on improving my quality, improving my commentary, improving everything. So if there's any tips you want to share, chuck them at me. But as always, thank you so much for joining me in this episode and for supporting me all this time as well. And hopefully you guys will stick around for whatever I decide to upload next. Thanks very much, everyone.